That's why we rock with Cole.
He don't want to be a slave to his thoughts, right? You can't control all the times everything that you think, right? And as they said before, it's when you have intention, that's when distraction starts to come in, right? When you decide, hey, I really want to do this thing, that's when all these doubtful thoughts start to come in, right? And you got to push past that.
As soon as you get a girl, everybody else hit you up like, what you doing?
What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Distractions always want to come with intention, right?
Yeah. What up, what up, what up? We back with another edition of Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sir. And look, we've been reading the comments. We've been getting the feedback. People have been in our DMs saying, hey, we really love the reaction videos. So today we got another edition of reaction videos. I've seen a couple. Then I haven't seen the ones Keith recommended. Then he's seen a couple. He hasn't seen the ones I've recommended. So these are going to be our honest reactions to some videos that we're seeing. We're going to dive in and give our take on it. And, see what y'all think. What you got for the people?
Hey, if you do not acknowledge your damaged areas, it will become your excuse for why you cannot reach your purpose. Understand where you lack. Make it better. Be better.
Bro, I always love the quotes because they're always deep and they always have meaning to them. And, bro, you should start having like a little quote segment.
Might have to.
And we might need to start talking about quotes and what they mean to us.
Oh, that's big.
You feel me? Like our favorite quotes or like quotes that people throw in and recommend to us, or what do we get out of a quote?
Okay, I like that.
Because I think, bro, honestly, quotes are kind of like artwork. Right? Like the artist, the poet, they may have had a totally different meaning or purpose behind it. But then you get something, your perspective or whatever your life experiences were, you get a totally different, vantage point or perspective on what somebody might be right next to you looking at the same artwork or reading the same poem or reading the same quote. It's totally different.
Life experiences really do affect your interpretation of different things.
It's huge. Bro, very big. And I said this the other day, and we'll get into the reaction videos in a minute. But I was like, you know how people say like beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? So I was thinking, I was like, what if somebody just made a blank canvas and was like, life is what you make it?
And that was a picture?
That was the picture.
Life is what you make it.
That was the artwork. It's just blank canvas or a white piece of paper, and life is what you make it.
Life is what you make it.
I looked it up and somebody already did that.
They did?
I promise you, bro. And it sold for like millions. Look it up. Google it. Blank piece of artwork and how much it sold for. And when I saw that, I said, okay. At this point, everything you have in your mind, just do it.
Just do it.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, I could be a millionaire right now. Because I had something I never acted on it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
if you don't do it, somebody will.
Somebody will. Like the story of like 5 talents, 10 talents, and 2 talents, and then like 1, I think. However it goes, the guy that had 1, he like hit it, and then like God was like, you could at least put it in the bank and give me some interest. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't even try to multiply it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then after that, God was like, yeah, take your talent away. I'm going to take your talent away and give it to somebody else. Yeah. So if you don't act on your talents and your gifts or whatever God has given you, your skill set,
somebody else will use it.
He going to give it to somebody else.
And some people don't realize they 1 talent can outshine somebody's 10 talents.
Facts. And people are like, well, why does this person have so much? Seems like they always winning. You always getting it. They probably because they just using what God gave them.
Yeah. They acted on it.
All right. Come on. Reaction videos. Let's get to it.
I believe that the worst thing that has happened to American society, I'm saying this as a martial arts coach who preaches and has preached against this venomously, but I think we need to bring bullying back, bro. Bullying's got to make a comeback. These kids are getting weird. We had that depression episode, and I used to think I had depression, and now I just don't believe in it anymore. And now I don't have depression anymore. Honestly, I struggled with it my whole life. One day I was just like, you know what? This bullshit. Honest to God, what I think a lot of depression is and a lot of anxiety, especially anxiety, where a lot of that comes from, you ain't got enough shit wrong in your life. You need to go get shot at.
Ooh, that's tough. That's
a sensitive topic for some. Bring bullying back.
So
we had actually been talking about this at work. Like, I wouldn't say, don't take this wrong, don't construe it, but the importance of bullying, right? Now, I'm not saying
the importance of bullying.
I'm not saying people going and get beat up and shoved in lockers importance, but a lot of times people like to say bullying People like to call people disagreeing with your views as bullying. And a lot of times people don't understand how bullying increases your individuality, right? When everybody's going against you, when everybody's picking on you for being who you are, when everybody's picking on you for wearing what you want to wear, when everybody's picking on you for thinking the way you think, like, you shouldn't look at it as a negative thing all the times. Like, you have to understand that everybody in this world is not going to agree with what you like. Everybody's not going to agree with what you do. Everybody's not going to like the way you walk, the way you talk, what you wear, what you think about. But it's important to have that because you're going to experience that in life later. And if kids don't start going into life understanding that there are trials and tribulations, that everybody isn't going to agree with them. When you keep sheltering these kids from these objections from other individuals, you're like, you're bullying my child. You need to stop doing it. You just want everybody to agree with them. You just want everybody to make your child think that they're God's gift to this earth and nobody else can have a different opinion. It is important to understand that these different things come with life. And a lot of times when you allow people to go in with no type of objection, you allow them to talk and do whatever they want, they get too powerful and they start doing dangerous things.
How do you become a hero? How did the people in the Bible that were great men become great men? How do societies become great societies?
Trials and tribulations.
Or you gotta go through something.
You gotta go
through struggle. How do he's pretty swole guy. pretty lifted, right? Like how did you get strong, bro?
In the gym, working.
At some point you have to experience pain.
Yes.
Your body has to experience pain. Your mind has to experience pain. There has to be some type of struggle for you to get good at whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
How do you become a great martial artist? You gotta throw 1,000 kicks. Bro, we did Muay Thai, right? We was doing Muay Thai for a couple of days.
Tired.
Right? Number one, the conditioning that it takes. Number two, I used to think, okay, if I got pads on, it's not gonna hurt as bad. Yeah. Or if I'm hitting or punching a bag, it's not gonna hurt as bad. Or if I'm falling and it's padded, it's not gonna hurt as bad. It's like some of that stuff, your body has to harden up.
Yeah.
Pause, right? Like your body has to get used to falling and getting tough. Even with playing football, like them first hits, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to get used to taking them hits.
Yeah, and you shake them off.
You feel me? And after a while, your body will become hardened to those falls, to those hits, to that pain, to that struggle. Bro, you don't climb or ascend to any great heights in life just easy. I just got there, just butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. That's not how you become great, bro.
That is not how you become great. And something that he even said later on in the video, right? He was talking about depression and anxiety, right? He's like, he used to believe he had depression and anxiety until he stopped believing in it. I think that goes hand in hand with the bullying. When you start believing what people are bullying you about is true, when you start believing that you're not as good as they're saying, then that becomes your identity. When you start looking at them bullying as they don't understand who I am, they don't get it. They don't get to judge or they don't get to dictate what I believe in myself. That's when you start looking at the bullying as nothing. It's nothing to you. You get over it, right? You start to essentially fight back and speak up like, hey, you don't like it, but that's who I am. And you're going to have to deal with it or get left. Get right or get left.
Bro, part of the reason I have thick skin now is because in the household, everybody was joking on everybody.
Yeah. Quick with it.
You have to, like, you got to be quick on your feet. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the corner? You're going to cry because somebody said you had a big head?
Yeah.
No, your head's big and your nose is actually large.
Yeah.
And your feet stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to crack on you. I'm coming back at you, yo.
Exactly.
Like in life, okay, somebody doesn't give you the job, you're gonna I just quit.
Yeah.
I didn't get this promotion, I'm gonna quit. Like you know why I love sports? And I feel like athletes are some of the become on the more times than not, on average, athletes are some of the best human beings because they understand what it feels like to go through pain, go through struggle. And I can lose the game because Keith didn't do his assignment.
Yeah.
I can do everything I did and we still lose the championship because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I can go to summer workouts, wake up early in the morning, stay late at practice, go home late and stay up late doing homework, right? I can sacrifice on the weekends and put in the extra work. I can do all of this stuff and still not win. Do you know the type of character that develops in you? You know the type of person you become after years and years and years of doing that?
Type of drive.
What type of drive? What type of discipline you gotta have? To consistently be faced with failure and you still come back the next year? I'm still gonna lace them up. I'm still gonna put on my pads. I'm still gonna get all my gear, my tools, and I'm still gonna go work out in the morning after I just got embarrassed on TV.
Yeah.
I'm still going. If you go on ESPN or YouTube right now, I made the Sports Center top 10 and not top 10 for the same play. For the same play, I was in the top 10 on Sports Center, ESPN. Look it up. I ain't telling you no lie. For the same play, I crossed the dude over. He falls, right? But then I airballed the shot.
Airball.
Do you think I went in the locker room and start crying? No, I stood on my 10 and was like, pub is pub. You ain't never been on the top 10 before. I got something, bro. My phone was blowing up. And we actually beat Pitt that year, so shout out to us. You know what I'm saying? We had that, you know, time out. But what am I gonna do? I was on, you know, the devil who be like, filet, yeah. I was on that page for that. What I'm gonna do? Oh my gosh, he put me on a page because I shot an air ball. Bro, like in life, bro, you don't get to the where you're supposed to go or the heights listen, bro. Okay.
He's about to monologue.
I'm about to monologue right now.
He's about to monologue.
Even Jesus Christ himself was labeled as a terrorist. Even you know who labeled him as a terrorist? The priest. Those were the people that crucified him. It was the government that crucified him. It wasn't the people in the streets. It wasn't the hood. It wasn't the strippers. It wasn't the person that they were trying to stone that crucified him. No. It was the priest. It was the government. It were the clergymen. It was all these people that were of status that crucified Jesus. Okay. So if he had haters, if they were calling him a terrorist, if he was a great man, the greatest person to ever walk the face of the earth, and he had to still go through struggle and trauma and pain, if he got, you know what nails feel like in your hand, being nailed to a cross?
Ridiculous. Crazy work.
Come on, bro.
You know what? I think
playing,
bullying
bro.
allows you to believe in yourself more than anybody else.
Facts,
does,
bro.
right? Because like he said, no matter how much work you put in, no matter what you do in life, somebody's always going to have something negative to say.
Always.
And it may be a group of them, right? Because the negative person is leading a group of followers.
Right.
And he sees there's something more in you. He or she or it or whoever it is sees something more in you, right? They see you being different. They see you taking a path that they didn't take, right?
Right.
So the only way that they can rationalize it is that let me make them feel bad about doing something that I can't do.
Facts.
Let me make them feel bad about doing something that I don't have the confidence in myself to do. The only person that you got to compete against every single day, the only person's comments you got to worry about, the only person that shouldn't be bullying you is yourself.
Facts.
When you look in the mirror, that's the only person you got to compete against. That's the only person's words that really matter outside of God's, right? That is the only person that can really dictate how your life goes. If you sit here and you allow somebody to talk so bad about you and do so much to you that you give up on yourself, man,
Right.
you deserve to give up on yourself.
Right.
You deserve to give up on yourself. Because nobody else's words outside of your own beliefs and what you really want to do matter.
Facts. It's not the critic who counts. It's the man in the arena.
It's the man in the arena.
That's the only person. It's not the Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
Everybody that the coaches that ain't never played in college or ain't never played in high school and was never athletic, right? But they want to coach you and tell you what to do. It's not the dads in the stands telling the coach what to do and they ain't never played a sport a day in their life. Okay, it's not the person who's, you know what's so crazy, bro? Is that people that put in the least amount of work have the most to say.
Yeah.
People who put in the least amount of work always have the most to say.
A lot of the critics can't even do any of the things that they're criticizing.
And that's why I don't like, sometimes these commentators and sports analysts vex me because they've never picked up a ball in their life and they're getting on LeBron or getting on Jamal Murray or coming at Lamar Jackson or saying this, that, and the third, and you don't even know how to put on your cleats.
Yeah.
You put them on the wrong foot.
You didn't make it to the field.
Come on, bro.
And I care about what you got to say?
Come on, bro.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand that. And so, like he said, a bully, all that they're doing is just projecting their insecurities.
Insecurities.
And at some point, you're going to have to make your insecurities your securities. Overcoming bullying allows you to make your insecurities your securities.
Yeah.
If you look up the profile of the kid that shoots up the school, or if you look up the profile of the person that goes to prison, or look up the profile of anybody that acts sporadically. Normally it's because they can't control their emotions, right? They believe that somebody's perception of them determines their identity. Mm-hmm. They're not really good communicators, right? And they haven't undergone enough pain in their life and overcome enough pain in their life to where they feel like, just because you stepped on my shoe and I don't react, that doesn't make me more of a man or a woman. Because you bumped me in the club or out in the street, the fact that I didn't respond to that doesn't make me less of a person.
Yeah.
Right? It's those people that feel like they have to project from a place of insecurity because they're not secure, they're not confident, they haven't proved to themselves that they can overcome things. They act sporadically and do wild stuff.
I hate how people use bullying as a cop-out.
Facts.
Like, the reason this person shot up this school or the reason this person killed this person is because they were being bullied. If you go back into everybody was picking on them, everybody was bullying them, that's the reason they did that. As we said before, circumstance does not relieve you of responsibility.
Facts, yo.
Don't sit here and try to say, well, I got bullied into doing this. No. Learn how to deal with these trials and tribulations.
Bro, facts.
Get better.
Bro. And that's what we've been on this for a while. we've been beating this into the ground. But I want to just say that if you look at the greatest societies, it's because they had a warrior mentality. The greatest societies, if you just look, just history, no race, no gender, no region. The greatest societies normally have a warrior mentality. And that's for the men and the women in that society. So if we want to see a better reality, we have to create a better mentality.
Mic drop.
They ain't listening.
Clarify and define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you can see it. See yourself as high as you possibly can, right? That's your first job, is to see it as high as you can see it. Be delusional. You're right at the apex of what your mind believes is possible. Maybe push past that even a little bit and define it. And then number two is like, believe it. Millions of dollars was on my mind at that time. I was dead broke. There was no time to relax, go hang out, party. No, I was broke. I needed millions. I saw, even when I had negative money in my account, which was very often, I saw millions in my future. I wanted safety, comfort, security, ease.
So the first thing I really like about this, first off, Cole, you know what I'm saying, one of my favorite artists, Cole World No Blanket. But he said, be delusional. What does that mean, though? Like, what does being delusional mean? Because people say now, like, be delulu, I'm delulu about this, right? No, we're not talking about that. Being delusional means, literally in the sense of the word faith. I'm going to walk by my belief and not what I see.
Yeah.
I'm going to have hope and belief in the things that I can't see based on the realities that God told me. Well, I don't care what's going on, bro. It doesn't matter. I know what's in here. You feel me? Do you think David is slaying Goliath if he don't believe?
Nope.
If he's slaying the lion and the bear before he slayed Goliath if he don't believe? Is he going in then and slaying 10,000 people? Bro, at one point, we'll call it a deployment, bro. David and Saul went on a deployment. They came back, bro. Saul has slayed like thousands, and they said David has slayed 10,000s. Crazy stat, right? But like, you don't believe? You got, bro, it doesn't matter what people say. Michael Jordan getting cut. High school varsity team.
Nope.
Might have been even JV. I can't remember. Okay, what if he would have just stopped? What if he would have got bullied because his name wasn't on the list, right? And you show the list and everybody's name is on the list, and then I don't see a Michael Jordan. And everybody's like, oh, Mike didn't make the team. I made the team. Bro, Mike, you suck. You suck. Blah, blah, blah. What if he would have just stopped playing? We would never know who Michael Jordan is. You feel me? Like, you have to be delusional about what you believe in. Bro, the light bulb, bro. It's delusional to think that I can walk in a room, flip a switch, and then a light comes on. It's delusional to think that we can get in a piece of metal, defy gravity, and get from LA to New York in one day.
Yeah.
But somebody thought that, you know what? I think this is possible. I think it's possible that we can power cars by electricity instead of by a normal engine.
Yeah.
Like, I think that whatever is the reality right now, whatever is normal right now, I'm delusional enough to believe it's more to that.
There's more to that. And what's the craziest thing? Imagination. Imagination is not based in reality. It's not meant to be based in reality, right? It's meant to defy gravity. It's meant to defy physics. It's meant to defy truth and false. Imagination shouldn't have constraints on it. And a lot of things that we do wrong as humans, we allow other people's doubts to become the constraints on our own imagination, right? As kids believe in everything. They tell you about ghosts. They tell you about all these different things, right? They tell you, hey, I can do this and can do that. And the reason they start putting constraints on their imagination is because the people who are raising them or people surrounding them are telling them, no, you can't do that. And then the kid's like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that, right? And imagination isn't meant to be in reality. Like he said, when somebody said, hey, I'm going to fly to LA, I'm going to fly to New York from LA in a day, everybody was like, that's crazy. That doesn't make sense, right? But when they did it, everybody was like, oh, I believed in you. I knew you could do that, right? Imagination is not meant to be based in reality. So don't allow these constraints to be put on what you believe in. The things that we are creating also start as something in our imagination. We think it, we start working towards it, and then we complete it, right? We do it, right? But if we sit here and allow our imagination to be restricted and we allow other people's thoughts, we will never obtain the goals that we're really meant to obtain or that we could have obtained because we allow somebody to tell us that we couldn't do it. The most important, as I said, thing you should believe in is yourself, right? And you have to be delusional. That means you're not listening to any outside voices. That means when you get hit with stoppage after stop sign, after break, after wrongdoing, that means you don't stop. That means you keep going because you are so convinced. You believe so much in something that other people can't see that you have no other option in life but to make it real.
Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest before anybody believed it.
Yep.
Then he became the greatest, right? Like, you have to, like he said, your biggest supporter has to be yourself first.
Yourself.
And you know what? Right now, that's why when we put out our videos, I'm the first person to like it. Not in a sense of cockiness, but in a sense of like, I believe in what we doing. I'm not searching for other people to like it. Mm-hmm. I'm liking it because I believe in what we doing. I feel like we putting out good content. Yeah. I'm gonna be the first person to like it.
Go ahead, my bad.
No. I was just saying, like you said, you have to be your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
It's amazing, bro. If we were to take a survey, right, of an elementary school, and we ask kindergartners, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Astronaut, doctor, lawyer, NBA player, the president of the United States, Navy SEAL. 2nd or 3rd grade, what do you want to be in life? 4th and 5th grade, what do you want to be in life? Then 7th and 8th grade, what do you want to be in life? The transition from that kindergarten years, those preschool years, up until probably like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, of how their imagination has been constricted, how their imagination and the imposing of reality has diminished their ability to imagine, right? Like, if we could take a survey, bro, and go into school and be like, hey, what do you want to be? Or what do you feel like is possible? What do you believe in, right? And I heard this one quote, somebody said, kids are able to imagine and have such great belief, and their faith and belief is through the roof, and they believe anything is possible because they are closer to coming out of the womb as an older person. And when you're closer to coming out of the womb, your spirituality and your connection to God is closer, right? As opposed to as you grow older, right? Because you've gone through so many years of being on earth and having all of these, insecurities of other people being placed in your life to where you kind of like grow further and further from the truth, right? So like, what if we started to revert back like the Benjamin Button disease? What if we had Benjamin Button disease of the mind, right? How Benjamin Button aged backwards in the movie physically. What if our minds, we placed intentionality on making our minds like the Benjamin Button disease, where our faith and our belief in what's possible went backwards instead of went forward?
Yeah. And you know what's even crazier? One of the things that I also seen changes from those kindergarten years to when you're getting older, people stop asking as a kindergartner, they're like, what do you want to be? I know you can be anything that you want to be, until when you get older, they're like, you're running out of time. You need to figure out what you're going to do.
You're running out of time.
You need to figure out what to do. Okay, you wanted to be that. It's too late now.
It's too late
now. You need to do
too
that.
late.
And the crazy thing is, as me and Hassan always say, like when we're speaking to y'all, we're speaking from a place of growth, not perfection, right?
Yeah.
And I had to even check myself on this, right? I remember somebody was asking me like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I was in the military. I'm like, I'm about to get out. Like, I want to get out after I go through my shortage. Everybody's like, so what are you going to do? I was almost trying to shy away from saying that I wanted to do this, that this is what I felt to. And it wasn't because they had even opened their mouth to tell me, hey, that's not going to make a sense. I started thinking for them. I started placing the constraints that I believed that they would have on my own imagination, right? And I went home and I looked myself in the mirror. I was embarrassed, bro. I was like, why would I even temper what I believe in just because of what I like, how I feel other people might think about it? That's not important. As I'm telling you, I'm growing in myself, not perfection, growth. But one thing you ain't gonna never hear me say again is that it's not what I want to do, because this is what I want to do. This is why I'm here,
Brody.
That's why I'm here, baby.
Brody. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel you though, because when I was getting out, people would be like, so what you gonna do? And then inside I'm like, ooh, am I gonna tell them something that makes them feel good, or am I gonna tell them something myself? What am I gonna tell you?
Yeah.
Am I going around and responding to things to make you feel good? To make society feel good, to make this audience feel like some of the things that we want to say we haven't said in the past because we're so worried about making y'all feel good.
Yeah.
And we came to the point where it's like, we don't, all right, you know what? We don't care if y'all feel good or not. Keep it 100 with you. 100. We don't. And I'm monologuing right now, right? We don't care if y'all feel good. You know why? Because working out doesn't feel good, but it's better for you.
Yeah.
Eating right, having a diet and eating vegetables and fruits doesn't feel good, but it's better for you. Right? Going with God and going with the truth, it always doesn't feel good, but it's better for you. So we're not concerned about making y'all feel good. So honestly, I'm not you never hear me say from this point on, we want to make y'all feel good. No, what we say, we want to feed y'all.
Yeah.
We want to help you
free.
We want to get you free. Okay, so this podcast is not about making you feel good. If you want to go feel good, go somewhere else, because this isn't for you. But if you do want to grow, if you want to feel good later, right? You may not feel good right now. Working out don't feel good. I've never been like, dang, I don't want to work out. Yeah. Work out and then feel bad afterwards.
Every single time.
Bro, every single time I go work out when I don't want to or when I do want to, regardless of those initial feelings, afterwards I feel great, bro.
Amazing.
And it's amazing about lifting weights, working out, running, exercising, doing yoga, anything to move your body. You would think it zaps your energy. But in a crazy spiritual God way, it gives you more energy.
Yeah.
Every time I work out, every time I do the right thing, every time I go with God, it gives me more energy, bro. Like the opposite of what I think actually happens.
My boy talking right now.
Yeah, bro. I had to get that off.
Around.
I had to get that off.
Relax, go hang out, party. No, I was broke. I needed millions. I saw even when I had negative money in my account, which was very often.
See it, bro.
I saw millions in my future. I wanted safety, comfort, security, ease, no more stress. Tired of watching people stress. Tired of watching people fucking scrape and pawn shit just to pay this, and you know what I mean? I was tired of that shit, tired of being that myself. So that was my thing, you know what I mean? At that time, no time to chill, I'm trying to get mail. I don't want to be like a slave to my thoughts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to, and I feel like that's how I've been living my life.
Yeah.
Being like a slave to like my thoughts. And 98% of my thoughts ain't even my thoughts. It's something I seen on Twitter, heard on TV, something my mom told me when I was younger, something somebody else said. So these thoughts are like fears and worries or like just ideas from other people. And it's like, that stuff is controlling me.
You know what's big about what he said? He
That's
said
why we rock with Cole.
He don't want to be a slave to his thoughts, right? You can't control all the times everything that you think, right? And as they said before, it's when you have intention, that's when distraction starts to come in, right? When you decide, hey, I really want to do this thing, that's when all these doubtful thoughts start to come in, right? And you got to push past that.
As soon as you get a girl, everybody else hit you up like, what you doing?
What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Distractions always want to come with intention, right?
Yeah.
So you got to push past that and understand, like, no matter what anybody tells, no matter what my mind tells me,
yeah,
I'm going to push through this because I really see this as being something.
Facts.
Don't become a slave to your thoughts, right? Understand what thoughts are meant to be helpful and what thoughts are meant to be destructive. You know what I'm trying to say.
For sure,
destroy.
For sure. He said destroy, demolish, get out of here. It's done for. Hold on one second. So, and to your point, right? He said also, I think another one that was good, and we spent a lot of time on the video, but slave to your thoughts. And then those thoughts not even your thoughts.
Not even your thoughts. It's everybody else's constraints.
How many times have we actually taken an accurate assessment of where these thoughts come from? Yeah. I'm feeling like this. Where did that come from? I'm feeling less than. Where did that come from? I don't have confidence. I don't have the ability to express myself. Where did that come from? Right? Like, why am I scared to do this?
Yeah.
Why am I fearful to go invest in stocks?
Yeah.
Why am I scared to like not hold on to all my money? Or, you know what I mean? Not understanding that the law of reciprocity, or the law of sowing and reaping. The more you sow, the more you reap. So essentially, the more I give away, the more I'm gonna get. Like, where do these thoughts of like even poverty, even having a poor mindset, where does that come from? Yeah. Like, we never take an accurate assessment of that.
Outside entities.
You know what I mean? Like, we never, like, how many times do we sit down and think about what we're thinking about?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't think that happens enough.
And that goes back to the previous video when he was like, I used to think I had depression, right? And then I stopped believing it. It's like the same thing. You're chilling in a room and somebody says it's hot. And you start to feel hot. You weren't even thinking about that. You're like, it is kind of steamy, or it's cold. Or, I am kind of cold, right?
It's not even your thoughts. I'm eating Little Caesars and it's good. Yeah. And she like, nah, it ain't good. You're like, I guess
it's not even your thoughts. You're allowing
right.
somebody else to take control of that portion for you. Come on now.
I don't even own a fucking car. I'm a multi-millionaire. I said it with pride.
Bro, David be turning me
because what I was here to do as a man, and men may not even want to hear this. It sounds so barbaric. That's the pride in what you have as a man. Is that you see your mom, you see your girl, you see your kids, you see all this shit. You see them doing well. That's all a real man wants. They don't give a fuck about how they dress, how they look, what they're driving. They don't give a shit. Because why? Your trophies are your family, and they're all walking around. Every man that sees you, they see you walking in with some sweatpants and shit, but they know your family's fucking balling. Because you put the fucking time in, you put the effort in, you put the work in. And as a man, we don't want none of that shit. We just want fucking respect. And that's what men don't give a fuck about now. But the one thing I want is for my family to look at me and say, that's the man.
That's the man.
Right, and men don't fucking have that. They don't know what that feels like. So until you know what that feels like, you're never going to seek that feeling of when things are bad, my family looks to me.
Hey, that is very huge. That is very impactful, very powerful, right? As a man, your pride and joy in seeing your family doing good. That's your wife, that's your kids, that's your mom, that's your dad. That's when everybody looks at you because they know you're getting stuff done, right? You got to have pride in what you do, right? Our lineage is so important to us. That's why when we get married, our wife takes our last name. That's why when we have kids, the kids take our last name. That's why we're so excited when our kids do something. That's why every single time, I don't know any other fathers that don't think like this. I want my kid to do better than I'm doing. I want my family to be better than what I'm doing. I want to leave what I got better than what it was left to me, right? Having pride in that means the most to us. Honestly, I could be homeless, but if I put in so much work that everybody in my family is eating, I could deal with that.
Facts.
I could deal with that. Now, that's not what I want, and that's not what I'm about to have, but I could deal with that, right?
Right.
It is so important for a man to understand his role in his family's life. Like he said, when something goes wrong or when stuff are going good, anything, they look at him and say, that's the man right here. They're not looking at any of these false idols. They're not looking at any of these rappers. They're not looking at any of these athletes. They're not looking at any of these drug dealers. They're not looking at any of these other individuals. They are looking at their father. They're looking at the man that is protecting, providing, building, revitalizing, teaching. They are looking towards the man that runs their household as that guy.
Facts.
And you know where that comes from? Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir. Skate.
Yes, sir.
Listen. That's the man.
That's the man.
Like, to have that feeling, bro, or even that's the woman, for like your family, bro, for everybody to look at you and be like,
that's the guy.
That's who I want to be like. Like, let's give them a respect because they're the reason for us living the type of lifestyle that we're living.
That we have any of this.
If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for the sacrifices that you made, if it wasn't for the steps that you took, the weekends that you missed out on, the sacrifices that you made, the parties and the cow manure that you stayed out of, right? To create this lifestyle for us, you're the reason for that. That's priceless. Like, there's no money in the world that you can give me that trumps the support and respect that I would get from my family based on what I took the initiative to do for them.
Yeah. If you're a man that has everything that he could ever want, you balling, you got all the cars, you got all these women, but your family is struggling, I'm talking about your kids, your wife, your mom, your dad, you are an embarrassment. You are the worst type of man.
Facts.
You are the worst type of man.
And here's the thing, right? People say, "Oh, David Goggins is so left field, and he's so like this, that, and the third." Is like, we wouldn't even know his name if he wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity or the privilege to have a legacy if there's not a period of your lifetime where you lock in. There has to be a time and a phase of your life where you're like, nah, I'm cool. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna miss out on that. I feel like now social media has created this itch, right? To where it's like, I fear I'm gonna miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm gonna miss out. Like it has to get right now, and we live in a microwave society. If I don't get it right now, then I'm gonna miss out. Like, we only know the people that missed out.
Yeah.
Think about that. We only know the people in history books and articles and social media and that created, and great programs, right? In the NBA, in sports, entertainment, science, inventions, presidents, political leaders, civil rights activists. We only know the people, warriors, that missed out. The people, if you at every event, you show up to everything, you go out to every party, I guarantee you, we won't remember you 30 years from now.
Who is he?
I'll guarantee you there will be a generation that will be like, I wouldn't know if you lived or not, because you never missed out on anything. I want people to know that I was here. So if you want people to know that you were here and have a legacy, you got to miss out.
Gotta miss out.
Think that men prefer a natural body or a BBL? BBL. 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 Do you prefer a natural body or a BBL?
Natural.
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 Natural. Natural.
Natural body all day.
Think that men prefer a natural body or a BBL? BBL.
Yo.
BBL. 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 BBL.
This says a lot, man.
Bro,
This says a lot.
This is the definition.
This says so much. A lot of women don't know what men want.
They don't.
And
bro.
that's because as a man, we spend our whole life trying to figure out what women like, because we have to constantly be in pursuit. We have to catch their eye, so we need to know what they like to look at, what gears them towards another man. Then once we get them, we got to continue to figure out, all right, she likes this way. This is how she does this thing. This is how she do this. We have to learn what women like so that we can even get women in our life, right? We have to learn they like men that can protect and provide. So what do? We learn to protect and provide. They like men who drive these cars. So what do? We get these type of cars. They like men who wear these clothes. So what do? We wear these clothes. Our whole life is built on how to make ourselves a favorable mate.
Facts.
And social media has tricked so many women into believing that they don't got to do nothing but look good. Social media is so surface level. You can literally make anything look good on social media.
Right.
There's filters, there's angles, there's cars out here that aren't yours that you can take pictures in from, and you don't get the actual facts. You don't get the car facts.
You don't get the car
You don't
facts.
get the
We
car
can be like,
facts.
yo, we're in our studio in our basement right now, podcasting. Bro, this the whole building.
And and it's not even our studio. We could sit here and lie to you, right? So this really shows you that a lot of women need to spend more time in determining what men really want, right? All of them are saying that men want BBLs, right? No, y'all wanted BBLs, and then y'all tried to force that projection onto men, saying, well, I did it because a man wanted it. No. I don't know many men that's out here saying, hey girl, go get a BBL. If not, I'm not gonna mess with you. Nobody wants an ant body built woman. Nobody wants a girl with a booty the legs don't match, bro. Y'all are running out here looking crazy. That's not what we want. And a lot of women got it confused that if a man wants to have sex with them, then he wants to be with them. A lot of times y'all got to understand they'll have sex with you, but there's a lot of things they won't do, and that's put a ring on it. How many of these women out here are the ones that everybody idolizes, that's on IG, that has all these millions and millions of followers and all these dudes under their pictures like, oh, you so fine, fire sign, go, go, go.
Emoji.
You know what I'm saying? That don't got no ring. Learn what the men that y'all are trying to attract really want, and then you'll get a ring. Otherwise, you're just going to be an influencer.
Facts. Bro, let's picture this. You go to a bar or a lounge, book club for the people that don't drink, and there's men and women there. Who's doing the approaching?
Men.
Who's doing the pursuing?
Men.
Okay, so like he said, if I have to go up to you and talk to you, over time, I'm going to learn women more than they would even know themselves. You know why? Because you may like something that she doesn't like, and she may like something that you don't like. So now I just had 3 different perspectives, because I may talk to you right now. I'm going to talk to her later. I'm going to talk to her because you weren't really feeling me. She say she got a boyfriend, but is she lying? But I'm going to talk to her. But we on an average day where the men and female have to communicate, more times than not, more men communicate with more women than y'all would even communicate with the people standing beside you. If me and Keith go into a room right now with a few women, we're going to have to talk to them. And sometimes they may like Keith more than they like me, or like me more than they like Keith. So now we come back and we're like, yo, I'm feeling such a thing. You're like, well, she said this, blah, blah. So now we're learning from each other. We're also learning you guys. And more times than not, you guys don't even talk to each other about what makes you guys attractive to us.
Yeah.
We talk about what makes us attractive to you, but it's rare that you guys do that. And also that we even have a communication or a dialogue to see what the other side really wants. We have to do that for y'all. Y'all don't have to do that for us. Yeah. So I think over time, men have adjusted their behaviors to be, like he said, favorable mates for you guys, but you haven't done that for us. And then with the BBL, the natural body, don't mistake attention for intention.
Yeah. Ooh,
don't mistake attention for intention.
Yes.
So just because you're getting attention doesn't mean I have an intention on making you a wife. You look great, but your behaviors don't align with who I want somebody to have with me. So the person that a guy may have lay down in bed with is not the same person that he's gonna get on one knee for.
Yeah.
The laying in bed is not the same thing as getting on one knee.
It's not. They're giving you my last name.
Right. We just talked about the legacy piece and how important it is for us in the household and what we're doing. Right. So yeah, if you're combative, it's probably gonna be a no for me. Right. Like if you're being very revealing and you're showing a bunch of things, there's nothing left to mystery. Why would I feel exclusive to you? If you're the only woman on earth and I'm the only man on earth, there's no other options. I'm stuck with you.
Yeah.
Why did God put the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden when he gave them flowing of everything else? Because you don't know if something's real until you give somebody else another option. So you can't say you love something or you truly are down for them or love them or are loyal to them if they don't have any other options.
Yeah.
What am I getting at? If you're not exclusive and everybody has access to you, why would I feel special for having access to you?
Yeah.
If everybody else has the option to have access to how you look, what you dress, what your panties look like, what your bra looks like, you in lingerie, but why would I feel special for you letting me see you like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting about the Muslim culture and Islam? Is like women wear hijabs and women wear a lot of clothing, so you fall in love with who the woman is, not the body, not the physical appearance. And also so you don't attract negative attention from other males on your women. So in that sense, the same thing is true here. Why? And then this is another thing. Why are you going to a concert that I paid for you to go there and you getting on stage and you dancing and you dang having silhouette sex on stage and you supposed to be here with me? Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
That's crazy work. But here's the thing. They're like, oh, well, that's just a one-off situation. Art imitates life. Right? So what you see over time, the words that are in songs, right? The pictures that people paint, the behaviors that they have, those are an imitation of what's really being seen in reality. Marvin Gaye song, What's Going On? What's Going On? That song, What's Going On? He made that song because he was literally like, what's going on in society right now?
Yeah.
They say if you want to understand a child better and the traumas that they're going through, ask them to paint a picture. You talk to social workers or people that deal with kids that have been in domestic situations, domestic violence situations, trauma, have undergone a lot of violence, right? You say, hey, they're not speaking a lot. They're not communicating a lot. One of the first things they do is ask them to draw a picture, because the picture that they draw is going to be a depiction of how they see the world.
Yeah. And what's crazy is so much over importance on the visual, right? So much over importance on the visual, right? And as we all know, men are visual, right? So maybe some women look at it and be like, well, I know men like big butts, so let me go spend $10,000 on a butt and get a bigger butt, right? You just made a terrible investment. You put $10,000 into your butt for a momentary success, right? You got some dude looking at you. He might hit. Y'all might go out on a couple dates, right? But once he truly gets to know what's under that visual, he no longer wants to be with you. Yes, visual catches men's eyes, but it does not keep them. A lot of these women that have all these followers, all these dudes commenting on their pictures, they're single. They haven't made the investment to keep a dude. So obviously the physical is not the investment to keep a dude. It's the mental, it's the intangibles, right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of men will see you and they will desire you. And then when they get you and they realize that you ain't worth nothing, then they're leaving you. You are the woman that our child has to look up to. If I have a daughter and I know you out here on Instagram flaunting it, you got an OnlyFans, you out here in every dude's messages and stuff like that. Why would I want to build a family with you? Because I know you're going to instill those same traits into my daughter. If I got a son, why would I sit here and want you to be his mother? Because then he believes that's the woman that he's supposed to be with. That's the woman he's supposed to desire. We're trying to teach them something deeper. The visual does not last. It leaves. When we get older, we don't look as good. That BBL starts to sag.
And you got to keep getting it. And you know what's interesting? People use drugs to lose weight. People get their body done, which whatever, it's cool. Like, I'm not tripping on it. Promise I'm not. But you still got to work out.
It's not sustainable.
Like, they say that when you get these procedures and these surgeries done, you still have to go work out. So why don't you just work out from the beginning?
Yeah.
You can't escape the work.
Can't escape the work.
You cannot escape the work. You can get a man, but can you keep a man?
Keeping
a man, you can get a woman, but can you keep a woman? Keeping a person, sustaining a relationship, us being boys, being brothers, it takes work.
Yeah.
Any relationship in life takes work, yo. You cannot escape the work. That's physically, that's at your job, that's with your body, that's spiritually, that's with your mind, but you cannot escape the work. You got it. Can you keep it? You got some money. Can you keep the money? Okay, your family got money now. Can they keep the money for generations to come? Right? It's easy to get something, but can you keep it? Like, that's a huge thing. And you know what's interesting about this video? Obviously, I'm a black man, right? So my preferences on a woman may be a little different. I would think they had a white man on there. They had another black dude that looked kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like had hood vibes.
Puerto Rican dude.
They had a Puerto Rican dude. They had a professional dude on there. What's consistent about men, period, is we like authenticity. We like genuineness. We like realness. Okay? Natural bodies are still superior to this BBL cow manure, yo.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. I don't care about it. Obviously, do some of them look good? Duh.
Duh.
Like, let's not get too crazy here, all right? Some of y'all do have some nice looking BBLs. At the same time, that's not the standard, though.
It's a lot of upkeep.
It's not the standard, yo.
It's not.
The exception is not the rule.
I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any female friendships.
Bingo.
I don't want to date a man who only gets input from other men and who has all women in two categories: your mother or your aunties, or someone I want to sleep with. You have to have a broader spectrum on women and their value in your life if you're going to be with me.
Totally. Well, first off, only getting information and opinions from other men sounds terrifying.
Terrifying.
So I encourage that you not be what anybody does.
Sounds very good.
It sounds immaculate.
Sounds very good.
And then it brings me to this next point. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. So, yes, y'all are beautiful women, and I'm sure you got your pick of the litter, and it sounds great on paper. In reality, that's not how it goes. That is not how it goes. Because the minute, okay, and first off, I don't agree with what she said about having only men opinions are terrifying. I disagree. I think women lie to their own friends. Do I look fat in this? Does this make me look bad?
Every girl thinks their friends look good.
And that's the next thing. It'll be like, show me a picture of your friends. All my friends cute. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. Right? Like, your friends are not cute. I'm going to tell y'all right now, most of y'all friends don't look good. If you think you got a good looking friend group, send it in.
Send it in.
Send it in. Your friend group. All right. Anyway, what I'm getting to is that women lie to themselves, and women will also lie to their friends in their face. They can be like, I don't like that girl. And then they come around and they smile. Hey girl, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. If we don't like you, if dudes don't like you, you're going to know it.
Yeah.
We're not going to fake it. It's not always on site or we going to shoot you. We fighting. Nah, it ain't that deep. But like, if we don't like, we're just not going to deal with you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, hey, what's up, bro? What's going on? How are the kids? Like, we're not doing none of that.
Not even talking to you.
You know what I'm saying? So like, women lie to themselves. They'll believe something that they know is not true for the sake of their feelings. Right? So I don't agree with what you're saying. I think if you talk to 10 men about a situation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you the realest, they're going to give you the most objective point of view of a situation. Now they may say, hey bro, but you still on your own. You're like, you gotta, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it.
Yeah.
But just understand that's what come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You a man, you got to make your own decisions and stand on your own 10. Right? For a woman, it's going to be a little different.
Yeah.
It's going to be less objective and more emotional, which isn't a bad thing. Right? I'm just not agreeing with your point of having all male opinions is terrifying.
So I would say that I don't believe having all male opinions are terrifying, right? Do I see the value in having a woman friend
Absolutely.
so that you can bounce stuff off her? I see the value. That is very important, right? Because as men, we're not women. We don't know what women go through at all
Facts.
times, right? We only know what we've seen or what we've been told or what we've learned through our actual interactions. So we don't have a full scope or full range of what a woman deals like or what they always need or what they always want. So yes, it is very important to have a woman's input. But one thing I think, and I just think it's so shallow of y'all. Y'all think that all men are just cheering their friends on to do the wrong thing.
Right.
I'm the most objective person when any of my friends bring anything to me, right? I'm going to tell them exactly what I think is the right thing to do, whether it's what they want to do or whether it's not what they want to do. If somebody comes to me and say, hey, yo, Keith, should I do this? I'll be like, bro, that's wrong. You're wrong for that. If you do that, you still my boy. At the end of the day,
Right.
like I'm not going to disown you. I'm not going to stop messing with you.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what's real. And I think all women think that dudes get together and they're like, yeah, cheat. Yeah, do this wrong. Do it all. That's not how we're moving. That's not how we're operating, right?
Well,
if that is how his friends operated, then he definitely do got to get some better friends. But y'all don't realize how objective we are when we're talking about these experience things, especially when a dude has a good woman around him.
Right.
Like if I can see that you're a quality woman for my boy, I'm not going to sit here and tell him to do things that is going to destroy what he's building with you, right? Y'all got to understand we're not as shallow as y'all think we are.
Yeah. I think sometimes I think women mistake us for not being messy for us like, oh, we're cheering it on.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not going around and telling people what he's doing wrong doesn't mean I'm agreeing with it.
Exactly.
So sometimes I think like women may handle situations where they may go and tell all their friends, well, she did this and that third, that ain't right. Or if we having a conversation like this, a woman may interject and be like, yeah, that boom, boom, and he should boom. And so since we don't react the same way that they react to a situation, they mistake that for us agreeing with the behavior.
Yeah.
When in reality, I think we're more addressing the person, right, and the behavior. They will talk about a conversation more and not address the person, where we will talk less about a conversation and address the person and the behavior. And we may not dog them out in front of everybody. That doesn't mean that we agree with it though.
Yeah, it does not mean
You know what I
we
mean?
agree with it.
I don't think so. So,
You know what I'm saying? Friendship has its privileges, right? Friendship has a privilege. That means I don't go out here and tell all your secrets, right?
Right.
But I will pull you to the side and tell you, hey, you're doing right or you're doing wrong, right? Whatever you decide to do is on you, right?
Right.
I seen a video a while ago, right? And there was this dude who went on IG and was like blowing his friend's spot up, right? His friend was out here doing something. And he was like, bro, I was at the wedding. I paid for the suit and stuff like that. He went on IG and exposed his whole homeboy, right? And all the girls was like, more men need to be like this more.
Are you serious?
Bro, imagine if your
I can't trust
homegirl,
you, bro.
imagine if your homegirl do that to y'all. Y'all wouldn't sit here and be like, oh, my homegirl was actually doing the right thing. Y'all will be just as mad as we are. Friendships has its
what?
privileges. That means if my boy doing wrong, I'm not sitting here and blasting him everybody. But that also means as a man and as an individual that knows what right and wrong is, that means I pull him to the side and say, yo, don't do that, bro. Or if that's the case, then I'm going to separate from myself from the situation, let him do what he got to do, and then we can come back together and congregate after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be involved in that. But it's just like, why would you sit here and go on social media or IG or go out to the world and just blab all your friends' secrets and bad wrongdoings? Like, that's not real.
Bro, somebody's spilling your secrets in public.
How can I trust you?
You can't trust nobody.
That's
like
crazy.
That. And it sounded like he was, for him to do that, it sounded like almost, I went to the wedding and I was jealous that you got her type, and you had living a lifestyle that I really wanted, or I'm jealous of your situation, so I got to make you look bad because people are always giving you credit and they never give me none.
Bro wanted some clout. He wanted to go in. He was a pick me. That's a pick me right there. I want all the girls to see me doing, like, bro, come on, dog. That's not real.
And that's another thing. I don't like, there are pick me men too. We call you out.
Very much pick me men.
And I'm out, me. Sometimes I be on the ladies a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. I'm on the men. There's a lot of pick me men. They say a lot of things that sound good to get sound bites, to get credit, to get these emojis, to get people on their page, and they kind of dog out the men. I don't respect you, bro. I'm not rocking with you. I'm not championing your stance. I'm not championing your platform. If you really want to be the example, address that man to man.
Yeah.
Address him, address the behavior, and address that person man one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like, real men don't respect you doing that. Yeah. So stop doing things for clout and thinking that you're going to go up and get all of these women because you're going to be a pick me man. It was interesting. You doing all of that and they still going to the men that's toxic. That's crazy work.
What's even crazier, as a woman, the woman that was praising him, like, yeah, we need more men like that. If he doing that to his homeboy, he doing that to you. So the same secrets you telling him that you don't want your homegirl to know and stuff like that, he putting a bug in their ear. Come on, people. It's not a one-off situation.
But you're totally right, because the more we keep talking about can you have friends of the opposite sex, the more I start feeling like everybody is like primal animals in a zoo. You literally cannot physically be around someone of the opposite sex without just like your clothes coming off. Like I don't do it. And I would never have any relationship that I'm ever in. Like, I'm not going to tell my partner, you can't be around women, because if I feel like I have to tell you that, what does that say about what I think you're like when I'm not with you? That I can't trust you to be around women, that like platonically. I would say that says more about my choices and who I'm with, because I'm never going to feel like I have to control you or I have to monitor the friendships that you are in. I don't want to date.
All right. It sounds great, right? It sounds great. Here's the thing. Not normally when men tell women these things about relationships and this friend thing, and number one, there needs to be boundaries, right? Because as men, we know how men think, right? Fortunately for you guys, women, like for you gals rather, women, like you don't understand the way the male psyche works, right? So a lot of these friends that you think are just platonic relationships, or you think, oh, he's just cool, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times what happens is, I'm not saying every time, right? I do have women friends that just cool. Right. But a lot of times what happens is that dudes will try to pursue a woman. She's not interested. They put him in the friend category. Mm-hmm. Then the man is just like sitting there chilling, waiting for the moment where the guy's messing up. He slides in there and now, you know what I'm saying? He's at his opportunity. Right. So when we say these things, right, I get what you're saying. Right. But from the male perspective, we understand how other men think. We understand that for us, we're simple beings. Right? It's very hard for you to spend a lot of time with a person. They be very attractive to you in whatever your perspective is, be very attractive. You spend a lot of time and there not be feelings there. Yeah. That's just human nature. And I think it's shallow and even naive to think that opposite sexes spend a lot of time together, very attracted to each other, and there not to be some type of that's just human nature. You'll be naive to think that you're something special to where that's not going to happen to you.
Yeah. I do like that she took accountability, right? She said, hey, what does that show about me if I'm always worried about my man being around women, right? I think that's very important, right? You have to learn to trust your significant other, right? Because they're going to come in contact with the opposite sex, right? And you can't be there for every situation, right? But one thing that he said, right? You got to set boundaries. People that you used to have relationships with are not your friends. You cannot hold those friendships on going into a new relationship. If y'all ever had sex, if y'all was ever at a point where y'all were talking, if he or she verbally and even non-verbally told you that they like you and that they would have something with
you know somebody like
those
you,
are
bro.
not friendships, right? Those are just standbys. That's exactly what it is, standbys. So that's my sister, my brother stuff. That's not really how we rocking, right? If it wasn't an actual genuine friendship, as in there was no actual pursuit to having sex, no actual pursuit to having a relationship, then you shouldn't be friends, right? And you shouldn't put your significant other in that type of environment or situation and then try to play it off like, oh, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know she liked me.
Women,
or I didn't know
lying.
he liked me.
Stop
like,
lying.
come on, be real about if somebody is truly
lying,
your friend, right? If they're not your friend, keep them, they're associates. You see them out, hi, whatever, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
But don't sit here and put yourself or a significant other in a compromising situation and then be like, well, I can't have friends. We understand what friends are. Me and Hassan are friends. That's a friendship, right? We can sit here and be around each other and talk stuff. I don't even have many female friends, right? Because majority of the females that I've messed with, I've had relations, so I don't have a lot of female friends. If I do, it was never something that was more than that, right? We were always just cool on some dap up, like I call her bro and really mean that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So understand the difference between friendships and standbys. And a lot of y'all got a whole bunch of standbys.
In case this don't work out, then I'll fall back.
Exactly.
We got a plan B.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we not rocking like that. So, hey, a lot of great content.
A lot of great
got
content.
a lot of stuff off. I feel like today we was firing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? We was dead eyeing everything. You feel me? So love the reaction videos. Love today as a whole. Love coming to the podcast because we always feel energized when you're doing what you were created to do, when you're doing what you're designed to do. Can't kick a basketball because it's meant to be bounced. You can't bounce a football because it's meant to be thrown. All right? So whatever you were designed to do, be in your purpose, be in flow. Don't go against your nature. Let's elevate. Let's win. What you got for the people?
Hey, I thank God for allowing us to be here, for giving us the opportunity to be on this platform, for giving us the conviction to go after our dreams and utilize our gifts. God, I couldn't thank nobody else more than I can thank you. And nobody else deserves more praise than you.
Facts. Appreciate you. To the big homie.
To the big guy.
Freewenow.
Till it's backwards.
Yeah.